FLYOVERPOLITIK podcast, the show for normal Americans. From this undisclosed bunker, here's your host, Tony Reed.
And the Wall Street Journal just laid bare the enormity of the big lie, although none of it will come as a surprise to readers of Red State or anyone who has listened to Joe Biden speak or tried to find his way off stage. They continue to lie to us through their teeth and told us not to believe our own eyes, but they're free to fess up now that Biden is on his way out. Right off the bat, let's deal with the issue of Jill Biden, her complicity in pushing her enfeebled husband on the United States people. The Wall Street Journal merely refers to efforts by Team Biden to downplay her vitality as it only made President look that much more diminished. Her campaign press secretary said Team Biden told him, the more you talk her up, the more you make him look bad. But we all know the truth. She committed elder abuse. Her lust for power superseded her duty for care. And once again, this is the Wall Street Journal. It's not a right-wing thing. The operating procedure within the Biden White House are covered in great detail with a picture emerging of a loyal staff of yes men surrounding the president, literally guiding his every move. They entered the White House in January 2021 when COVID was in full swing, which provided the perfect ruse for insulating Biden. Biden was 82, has long operated with a tight-knit inner circle of advisors. A protective culture inside the White House was intensified because Biden started his presidency at the height of COVID. His staff took great care to prevent him from catching virus by limiting in-person interactions with them. But the shell constructed for the pandemic was never fully taken down, and it aged hardened. The prep sessions took about 3 hours a day for about a week ahead of an interview, according to a person familiar with the preparation. During these sessions, Biden's energy levels were up and down. He couldn't recall lines his team had previously discussed, the person said. A White House official pushed back on the notion that Biden's age showed him prep, saying that the concern that arose during these sessions related to Biden's tendency to overshare. Biden apparently bombed the interview, but the final recommendation was made not to prosecute because a jury would likely view him as sympathetic, well-meaning, elderly man with poor memory. This is about the top secret documents in his garage. The lie perpetuated to the American public are not victimless crimes. Take, for instance, the botched withdrawal from Afghanistan, the result in the deaths of 13 service members. President Biden was unusually hard to reach when it came to high-stakes matters. Representative Adam Smith of Washington found that he tried to share his concern with the president ahead of the U.S. withdrawal in 2021. Smith, a Democrat who then chaired the powerful House Armed Service Committee, was alarmed by what he viewed as overly optimistic comments from Biden administration. I was begging them to set expectations low, Smith, who had worked extensively on the issue, harbored concerns about how the withdrawal might go. He sought to talk to Biden directly to share his insights about the region, but couldn't get on the phone with him. Again, none of this comes as a surprise to anyone who paid even a little bit of attention these past few years, but it's an important repudiation of a failed administration and a lying party that propped him up. Listen, in our lifetime, they will talk about how Donald Trump perpetuated a insurrection, and we're going to hear how he won the White House. And they're going to do articles about Jamie Raskins and all them who are going to go and not support him winning. You watch. There's going to something happen on January 6th because that's what they fucking do. The biggest lie in your lifetime and the biggest fucking criminal act of all time in the version of a pardon is Biden pardoning his son for 11 years. And the party, the media, and everybody. There was one person that talked about Biden's mental status, Olivia Newsy, and she was crushed. You never heard from her again. She didn't get to print anything because she went to meet him and he didn't even know who the fuck she was. And she said he wasn't in charge. She said it. Everybody knew that the moment he went in the basement during the campaign, something happened to him. They could jack him up with uppers and he could come out and give speeches, but over time that started to derail because he mentally wasn't capable anymore. As sure as I'm a man with a gray beard, not very good looking, and a bald fucking head, Biden had a medical emergency before he took presidency. They covered it up because they hated Trump. They got him in the White House. They put him in an insular. Think about the withdrawal, him hugging a binder. That's not what a normal person does. Not when they're on a fucking camera. And I don't do this as a Republican or person that hates Biden. I think the saddest thing I've ever watched is these last 4 years. That motherfucker should have been on the beach eating pudding. He should never have been in the White House. He shouldn't have been in charge of the country. He wandered off. He didn't know how to get off stage. He tripped and fell. The motherfucker had problems. And he's not in charge of anything. He's never been in charge. So that and the Hunter Biden pardon, these two things will not go down in history as a huge problem. But as an American independent, non-fucking Trumper, non-fucking Democrat, those two things over these last 4 years, to me, it trumps any other thing I've ever seen a president get away with. We had a brain-dead president who was not mentally capable, and they wouldn't invoke the 25th. And he just blanket pardoned a guy that has been proven to be peddling influence in a foreign country that the left's really interested in Ukraine. Look how much shit we do in Ukraine. How many of them go over there? Hillary Clinton was in Ukraine in 2016, folks, finding shit on Trump. We've never had an 11-year pardon. Nobody gets pardoned for 11 years, folks. And they're going to get away with it because they always do, because they're liberals.